Welcome to Live from Sparkwood in 21. When we last left the town of Twin Peaks, many lives were left hanging in the balance. Tonight, we learned their fates. Joining me on this odyssey are superfans Last Call with Troy Pacelli, Netters Network, and Aged Boomer. Slide into a booth at the Double R Diner and order a damn fine cup of coffee and a heavenly slice of cherry pie as we watch and discuss the first episode of Season 2. May the Giant be with you. Already in the chat, we have Lady Mist, the Emoji Queen, Lester's San Jose the Skeptic Tank, returning from Christmas vacation with the family. Host of Films with Friends and the creator of the 10-Word Review, Big Al Presents. Friend of the channel, JPRPH1, who may have us all under surveillance. I'm keeping an eye on him. D.D. Myers Jr., Double D at the Double R. Friend of the channel, Connie Cleary. You are in for a treat tonight. It's a double episode, so we're going to get right down to it. All right, folks, we're back. I want to first off start by saying thank you very much to everyone who has been viewing Sparkwood in 21. Last week's episode was our most watched show since we did the pilot episode. All right.
So we have a double episode from the Double R Diner, huh?
We do.
So, real quick recap. I mean, real quick, because I know you want to get into it. When last we left our friends in Twin Peaks, Nadine Hurley had just taken an overdose of sleeping pills. She was found by her husband, Big Ed, who rushed her to the hospital. We had Dr. Jacoby went to meet with Madeline, thinking that he was going to see Laura. While he was meeting her at the gazebo, someone came up behind him, clocked him on the back of the head, and we did get to see that it was Leland.
And he had a heart attack.
Who had a heart attack?
Jacoby.
Oh, yes, Jacoby. Right.
Was it Leland now?
Yeah, they did show him. I
don't remember that.
No.
Yep.
I don't. That was always a question to me, was who that was, but I could be mistaken. We'll move on.
I thought they did. Well, I'm sorry. Maybe it is a bit of a spoiler then.
Oh my goodness!
Because it was Leland. He had followed Madeline there, and that's why he was there. Anyway, sorry if it was a spoiler. I apologize. Let's see. But that puts Jacoby in the hospital as well. I'm sorry. That's what I confused it with, because also in the hospital was Jacques Renault, who, as we know, was one of the last people to see Laura Palmer alive. He was put in the hospital because he was shot in an incident up at One-Eyed. Wait, was it at One-Eyed Jack's that he was shot?
They led him away from One-Eyed Jack's. He was on his way to crossing the border. Yeah,
that's right. And so he ended up in the hospital as well. Leland had been told they had a suspect, and this is what we actually saw him do. He shows up at the hospital to take out Jacques Renault. Let's see. So at the sawmill, phone call was made to
Catherine.
Catherine, thank you. Catherine goes out to the sawmill just as it's being lit on fire by oh geez,
Hank.
No, it wasn't Hank. Hank didn't start the fire.
Leo started the fire, and he's gonna kill two birds with one stone. He's gonna burn down the sawmill, preferably take out Catherine. And he's got Shelley tied up inside, and Pete is running in to save everybody.
Absolutely. So there's at least 3 people that may be in danger from the fire. And I think probably the biggest cliffhanger is that after Agent Cooper got back to the Great Northern, after the outing to One-Eyed Jack's, someone knocked at his door. He opened the door, and he's shot. And now he's lying on the floor in a pool of blood. And I think that covers just about everything.
I'll give it away now. He was shot by the ghost of the bird. No.
That's exactly.
Sorry. All right.
No. I told you not to go there.
Damn it.
He doesn't like birds.
He doesn't like birds.
That is true.
I would have painted
Maybe
it for
this
you.
Is why.
Like
this is exactly why. Yeah. So, I guess I'm going to go ahead and get the share going. Let's see here.
And welcome from Twitter. We actually get to see these now. Lee Anthony Davis is joining us from my Twitter simulcast. So thank you for joining us, and Happy New Year to you.
And I'm ready to start when you are.
All right, folks. Cosme link is at the top of the chat.
I guess we should probably specify that the Cosme link is at the top of the chat in YouTube. I don't think it would be in Twitter, right?
Probably not. No.
Yeah. There you go.
So, all right.
Yeah, you probably have to specify that.
Right. And hello, Evelyn Hampton, Quaplok Admiral.
Greetings.
And
Give
Happy New Year
everyone
to
a
you.
chance to right-click on that Cosme link so you can watch along with us. We're going to be getting started very, very, very shortly because it's a longer episode tonight.
Alrighty.
It's the runtime on this episode is 94 minutes.
Right.
So buckle up, kids. It's a bumpy ride.
Which is well short of the 2 hours that they would have promised you on network television, but that 2 hours counts all the commercials.
All right. 3,
I'm ready when you are. There you go.
2, 1, hit it.
And there's Flappy.
If I lived in Twin Peaks, I would be setting up the first ever chain restaurant franchise in Twin Peaks.
What chain would that be?
The Sizzler.
Oh, a Sizzler? Yeah, I could see that.
Where you can get a piece of carrot cake and a gosh darn nice cup of Sanka.
Okay, there you go.
Here, I was thinking gator bites.
I was going to say it's probably not a great idea to go trying to open a business in Twin Peaks now. With those sawmills are all in real life. All the sawmills up there are closing up.
Oh
So
no!
I would imagine if Twin Peaks was a real place, it would be one of those. Well, everyone's out of work because they closed down the sawmill, and what are we going to do now? Of course, I guess that depends on whether or not they get Ghostwood Estates up and running.
Indeed.
No, I was just trying to think what's the most like not
Yeah.
not incredible chain. I'm thinking the Sizzler. It's like,
I used to like the Sizzler, to be honest with you.
Arthur
I don't-
Treacher's Fish and Chips.
We got to bring back Arthur Treacher's, that's for sure.
They had the best hush puppies.
oh yeah. I like their old commercials from the 1970s. The Arthur Treacher. It's all about
Yeah.
the crunch, right?
Yep. And as I recall, you could get, like they used to have like ketchup packets, they had like little vinegar packets.
You know, at the university I went to, right after I left, they opened up in the food court, I kid you not, a combination Arthur Treacher's and Nathan's hot dogs. Are you kidding me? Right after
What's
I leave?
the connection there?
I guess they were owned by the same company? I don't know.
They got to have been. Because the same thing happened with KFC and Taco Bell.
Right.
Now
Oh,
you
I
can
like...
get chicken tacos
Chicken tacos.
Yeah, there you go.
or taco chicken.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you're going to have to go to Mexican Iron Man if you want to get rabbit chicken.
Really?
Uh,
They got-
It's a
Oh.
it's a Marvel joke.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, and one thing we didn't talk about is the fact that these opening credits are a little bit different because we've got some new names in there for this.
Oh, that's
season.
right. It does seem a little longer, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little more ominous here at the end, isn't it? What is this?
Well, there's death and destruction.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, exactly. You have to imagine this would probably be the same this river leading into the bay where Laura was found. So so this is the same night from last episode. It's kind of nice that I have the subtitles on, so you can, because it's really hard to hear what Andy's saying otherwise. He's still on the phone.
Agent
That's a
Cooper,
gut
can
shot.
you hear me?
Yeah.
Agent Cooper, can you hear me? It's Andy.
Yes.
Oh, good. Senor Drool Cup.
It's a nice bow tie he's got.
Right.
Yes.
Hank Warden, veteran character actor,
Yep.
of probably some 50 or 60 years by this point in his career. Yeah. Did many films with John Wayne and a number of other westerns.
Yeah.
I'm expecting him to say, "What's that last part?"
Yes.
He just hangs up the phone.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, he does. And he even has trouble doing that.
Yeah.
Did he come with the place when it was purchased or something? I don't know.
Likely.
Evelyn, you did con security for Senor Drool Cup here? That's pretty cool.
Buddy, I'm at death's door here.
Yeah.
It's like, now call a doctor.
I guess he figures he's done for. He might as well be nice to the guy before he.
Oh,
Right.
Here.
Exactly. He's like,
Where?
okay, I'm not getting anywhere here.
We're getting to him, Evelyn. He's on his way.
Yep.
Sign the room service bill.
Yeah, I like this.
Oh yeah, no, the giant is a little bit later on, and that's right. Yes, you did. You did do security for him. I got to actually have a meal with him.
Oh, nice. Did he have the gong?
No.
Ah, damn it. Okay.
Go away now.
Nice cup of warm milk.
It'll help you sleep. You know what else will help you sleep?
What?
Blood loss.
I've
heard about you. Thumbs up. Right.
What the heck? Is he 10?
110.
I know, but he's like winking at like he's some kid. It's like...
See, my warm milk needs to have some chocolate in it, so it's hot cocoa.
That'd be nice.
He comes back.
Why are you back? Okay.
Like that. Okay.
Hank Warden. Right. That's his
Yes.
name. Cowboy actor from a lot of John Wayne films.
Mm-hmm.
I never made this connection because I say this all the time. His catchphrase was "Thank you kindly." I say that all the time, and that's where I picked it up from. It was from him.
Yep. What
Wait,
the
which
heck?
him?
Senor Drulko.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you going to say again that you heard about him? No, you're just going to give him the thumbs up.
I
This
know.
is very much David Lynch's influence.
It is.
It's just like that Doctor Who episode where Tom Baker was caught in the historatic loop or whatever it was, where it kept happening over. That's what
You know, it's funny you say that because when we start getting into like Fire Walk with Me, and especially season 3, you do have some weird time loops.
Uh-oh.
Here
And
we go.
here's the man.
Yep. Carl Stryken, the giant. Heck of a nice guy. I don't know if I just bollocksed up his last name, but luckily he did give me permission to call him Carl.
How
Made it a
tall
lot
is he?
easier. He's tall. I'll see if I can find out on like IMDb.
I first heard of him as he was the villain in one of the Ewok movies.
Huh.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was. Yes.
Of course, he was under quite a bit of makeup.
Makeup, of course.
Yeah.
It's one tall Ewok.
And the last time I remember seeing him was in Doctor Sleep as one of the Chunat.
Which I still haven't watched yet. I have it on DVD.
I need to
but
watch
haven't watched
Doctor
it.
Sleep. I heard good things about it.
It's
7 feet tall.
It's a good one. Yeah.
Yep. Acromegaly.
Is this the first time we hear that line?
I missed the line.
The
'cause I was-
owls are not what they seem.
Nope.
Yeah.
Because Margaret has said that already.
Oh, okay.
Now, will you call a doctor?
Well, no, he's not
No.
permitted. You've
He's
got to
not
think of
permitted.
him as some sort of an extraplanar being. He can't directly interfere.
To which, when we first saw this, my dad said, "What the fuck?" You know?
Yeah, exactly. And that's partly what makes it so great, because you can watch it over and over again. And sometimes watching it over again after seeing the whole thing a number of times, you start to make connections and you go, oh, now I get what he's saying.
Leo's locked inside a hungry horse.
Mm-hmm.
And that will become evident.
Meanwhile,
back at the ranch.
Oh boy. Oh gosh, this is very uncomfortable. Especially in light of the relationship that you see Ben having with Audrey through the eyes of Laura in her diary. She's definitely got father issues, and then you got something like this going on.
Ew.
Settle down, Beavis.
You know, I didn't make the
I'll
connection.
tell you what.
But, yeah.
When he is in this room with the red lighting on him and the red in the background, I see him in his role from Dreamscape.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Blackie's a bit of a mess too, isn't she?
She, I believe, is a heroin addict.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep. There you go. Heroin, which is colloquially called horse, by the way.
Interesting.
If you are taking heroin, you are said to be riding the horse.
Isn't that what got Bela Lugosi?
Actually, don't know.
Partially, yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a good-looking stogie.
Okay, don't be that stupid.
That's just childish.
Clever girl.
And of course the Warriors, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And he's in the first John Wick, but his character kind of disappears after that. I was always kind of hoping they would bring him back.
Well, they always could.
Yeah.
I know they were doing a prequel series too, weren't they?
Right. There's a prequel series which I've yet to see. It's on Peacock, I believe.
I know they're doing John. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And go ahead.
They're doing a John Wick spin-off movie as well, I think, about.
They are, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe he'll be in that. That's what I was thinking of.
Now, so the mask that she's got on and the masks over the bed are very similar to masks that we see later on. These kinds of white masks are a recurring theme.
Is that like a cat mask?
Yeah. But it implies it's like a male cat because of that, beard on the chin. I don't know. It's weird.
And now she's like, my daddy's involved in this? Like, what the hell?
And,
up to his
and
neck.
a brothel, too. So it's like, ew,
Dude.
Can you bring it to me?
Yeah. Now, we eventually do see Diane in season 3, correct?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
And
No
she doesn't have purple hair.
They did pick the right actress for her, I'll say that.
It's true.
Well, let's face it, there's one of only two it possibly would have been, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, but like I said, I
Yeah.
don't want to spoil it too much.
Mm-hmm.
So he was just revealing that the reason he's been shot was because, although he was wearing a vest, he was rolling up the side to chase down a wood tick, and that's why at least one of those bullets entered his stomach. Which implies that there was a couple shots that, hit him in the chest that did not penetrate.
Yeah, he said, imagine 3 bowling balls being dropped on your chest.
Yep.
Realizing the ring is gone, which I think at that point he still thought he dreamt, but
Right. Well,
yeah.
and, he's a logical enough kind of guy to imagine, well, I'm losing a lot of blood. It's entirely possible for me to hallucinate.
Mm-hmm.
Stay off the internet then.
Yeah.
And YouTube.
Yeah.
Hey!
Not too cool.
We can't stay off of you two.
Not Two-Face. No, sorry.
Oh,
I would be telling the recorder the clues that the giant gave me so that I didn't forget them.
Right. Did they really expect someone to still be in the room?
You have to be cautious.
Yeah. And I guess there's no way for you to know this from watching this, but we will be listening to, or at least talking about, Dale's recordings later on. And yes, that segment was picked up on his recorder. I love that. He talks about the wood tick, and they actually got the wood tick. Okay, you're right. That's where I screwed up because, yes, like I said, Leland attacked Jacoby, but he was wearing a mask, and I think the implication is meant to be maybe it's this, it was the same person that shot Cooper.
I'm surprised. I think
That's
other shows
crazy.
might have done a thing where, like, the first segment is the Agent Cooper thing, then they'd go into the other segments of what happened to everybody else, and each getting their own segment.
I
guess
guess,
that's-
how long have I been out?
It's very, very clear that they thought the pacing through.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean Andy?
Yeah.
No, Deputy Brennan.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Well, and no, I do not doubt him in regards to dealing with pain, but he has lost a lot of blood, so he's still going to be very lightheaded.
And of course, here's what's left of the mill.
I
Yep.
got the wood tick.
Looks like a scene out of Eraserhead, doesn't it?
And here's Mark Frost.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And we see Shelley survived.
Yep.
Smoke inhalation.
It had to be smoke inhalation because that's why they've got her on a respirator or a breathing tube.
Is that bag smiling?
You know, Lucy, don't be a Debbie Downer.
I know, right? She does tend to be pretty upbeat, but she does have her mood swings too.
Well, she's preggers, so.
Good point. Good point.
That's
Yeah.
probably not helping. Yeah.
And Ron, that's still out.
Preggers. It's like, I hate when you go to a hospital and it's like, she's hysterical, let's just give her drugs.
Yeah.
And then they're unconscious and then they can't defend themselves.
Right.
And hello, Monkey Jeebus.
Hey. The Palmer House, not the one in Chicago. Yeah, I knew Nett'd laugh at that.
Well, because I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
You too?
And did you see that reaction? You too? She gets scared.
Requesting a table away from the band.
Yeah.
Right. He's got a nice voice.
He does. Well, I mean, he's got a great Broadway background.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I remember at the time taking this, if you have an intense experience, your hair goes white, right? Isn't that the whole...
That's the premise that they're going on here. It's not true. It's a myth, but yeah.
I like
And I should specify Ray Wise has a Broadway background, not Leland Palmer.
Well, he might.
Leland Palmer is a lawyer.
Look at that. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, again, this is that indicator. You know, who's got that sensitivity? Who sees these supernatural things? Apparently, Madeline's one.
Well, it would make sense because she's related to Laura, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know. Was it Disney related?
Yeah, right.
I remember this scene very well.
And if this isn't an indicator that everybody in this town is totally batshit insane, then you should know by now.
Well, I have my own explanation for this scene.
What's that?
I remember back in the day. I think that they've been frustrated with Leland, and now when he just comes in and just starts singing, I think that's more like they're humoring him. That's how I took that as, like they're sort of making fun of him.
There's also some indication that this, as a threesome, those guys, okay, they have shared fun times and maybe trips up to the One-Eyed Jacks and stuff like that, and partying and whatnot. So I get the impression that this isn't out of the ordinary for him, even when he has gone off the deep end.
I'll try.
Get your mind off, Shelley.
I like the title of that magazine as it leaves nothing to the imagination.
No, it does not.
Is this Andy?
Yeah, he's looking for something.
Agent Rose.
Yes!
Man down!
He just shakes his head.
Okay. Okay, that didn't hurt.
I will say something else here. There's a payoff to this in season 3.
It's funny if Andy can now play the piano
sit.
like a concert pianist or something.
Right. I mean, it's kind of hard to disagree with him this time.
He walked right into that one.
Yeah, he did.
A clue.
You could even say new shoes.
No shoes.
New shoes. Will you go over there and get him, please?
I would tell him you need to sit down.
That's what I would tell him.
Maybe have the doctor look at him.
And now Dale's giving him the thumbs up.
Yep.
Look at that lumber. Does anything else say America like a bunch of lumber on the back of a truck?
Yep. Well,
That's the character I would be. The guy yelling about the pie. That'd be my character on the show. That's who I'd be.
So, over the weekend, I think I mentioned this on one of the streams. I rewatched Time Rider, the Adventures of Lynn Swan, and one of the supporting characters, a U.S. Marshal, believe it or not, was Hank Jennings back there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I have to wonder if this isn't a behind-the-scenes kind of thing. They bring her in wearing glasses, doing the whole, Superman Clark Kent kind of thing, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And now she's in season 2 and she's like, I don't need to make it clear I'm not Laura Palmer anymore.
Well, no.
Yeah, but they're thinking about it very simplistically. But the reality is, they're in the middle of a murder mystery. It's not their fault if the moving parts grind together. The other thing I'm thinking about as they're sitting here talking, you got Donna sitting there smoking.
Mhm.
Maddie is not. And as we know from Laura's diary, it was Maddie that got Donna and Laura smoking for the first time.
Look at Meals on Wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Does her log get an extra seat?
She stuck the gum on the wall.
This always kind of bothered me because it seems out of character even for Margaret.
Mm-hmm. And this is also going to be part of something that bugs me about season 2 is quirky things happening just for the sake of having quirky stuff happen and not having it be organic.
Well, it gets worse when David steps away because then the writers start doing it weirdness for weirdness sake because they don't understand what David was getting at. Just clean control.
At least he's honest about it. So I'm kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Please. Okay, good.
Well, yeah, I would write things down too.
Yep. That was the interesting thing because, back in the day, everybody was like, it's Leo. It's Leo. Everything is Leo.
Yeah.
It's all going to come back to Leo. And everything, they make it so obviously him that it can't be. And this is the confirmation,
Exactly.
at least for me, that he had nothing to do with any of the actual murders.
And that was very intentional. I think this was at least partly Mark Frost's influence, because they were always trying to upend the paradigms of these kinds of nighttime dramas. Right?
I am the one-armed man.
So this idea of a red herring is such a trope that they overdid it here in Twin Peaks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I kept thinking there'd be a ventriloquist dummy in that box. That was just
I know, right?
With the one arm.
But no, it's shoes.
Even she thinks this is weird.
Yeah.
It's always with the milk and cookies.
Yeah.
I bet they were Dutch chocolate cookies. You know, the chocolate ones with the frosted, with like the sugar sparkles on top.
Okay.
What do you think? That's my imagination.
My first thought would have been chocolate chip, but
No, too obvious. I think that would have been the Dutch cocoa cookies.
Are those Keebler double fudge?
there you go.
Those are good cookies.
Well, there was that.
I think this is is this the first indication use of Bob?
Yes.
Here
I think so.
in the show. Okay. Because up until this point, he's just the man with long hair.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. How?
Did
It was in a coconut. It was.
Man, it's been a long time since I've just eaten coconut right out of the shell.
Yeah.
really?
See, I love I love the fact that he's not Sherlock Holmes, right? I mean,
No,
he kind of plays Sherlock Holmes to Truman's Watson, but he's not all knowing. Not only
Lauren Bacall on approach.
Exactly. He smiles when he realizes he missed something because he's enjoying the mystery.
You kids are aware you are still in high school, right?
Yes, but smoking's not against the law. Only selling it to him is against the law.
I am kind of surprised they didn't say something about smoking in the sheriff's department, but I mean, they need the girl smoking sexy with the jazz music.
Well, it worked.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm in jail.
Yeah.
How do you think I'm doing?
For those of you who haven't seen the earlier episodes, I was the same age watching this the first time as these characters are supposed to be. So
Exactly. Exactly.
it did.
Hey, Netter and
Yeah.
I were in their graduating class. I've got the log roller yearbook to prove it.
Nice.
Yes.
At the moment, he doesn't know what he thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a waste of a cigarette. Those things are expensive. They were even back then.
Aye, Super Grover will now bend the bars.
Right.
Okay.
They missed a great opportunity to have him breathe out smoke right then.
It's like he pulled away. She says, "What's wrong?" I feel like you taste like cigarette.
Yeah, exactly.
And hello, Lawrence Knight.
Hey.
If you're just joining us, the Cosmian link is at the top.
Well, it's not like I'm staying in here because I want to.
Oh, maybe.
Okay. Weird, but kind of sexy.
Okay, how do you want me to start biting
No.
your knuckles?
Especially not when I'm in jail. That's weird.
To which he says, "Excuse me, I have to go take care of something.
Yeah, right. Excuse me, I'll be in my bunk.
I'll be in my bunk." Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, no.
And your job is to look through each and every one of them.
Behave yourself.
Behave yourselves.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's gross.
Doctors.
Yeah, but he is a good doctor. Shot. And luckily, these are scenes that we saw in the first season, so we know the veracity of what he's saying. That's right. When we originally saw that scene, we didn't know for sure it was him until later on we see him put it in the coconut. So, you don't ever get, obviously, a confirmation of that. But I and most fans do believe that he was even more right than he realizes.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but his head looks uncomfortable on that pillow.
It probably is.
Like it should be higher up.
Yeah. That's important. That'll come up again.
It's Leo Johnson.
Yeah, well.
Mm-hmm. Yuck.
Yeah.
That sound effect of the bubbling is like, ugh.
Yeah. Damn it. It's the creamed corn.
Yeah, I'm
Sweet
wondering
that you
about
brought
that.
her flowers, but you probably would have been better off bringing her a cheeseburger.
Right? Because that hospital food looked gross.
Right?
It does.
Even Doc Hayward was, like, put off by it.
I mean, that looked worse than prison food.
Yep. Good.
Yeah, no downside.
Yeah. Well, these people have a tendency to like to keep secrets. If she's smart, she will tell that to the police and press charges.
She's not that smart.
Yes. Are we talking about Shelley or Madge and Amik?
Both.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you guys about that story in the green room later. Oh, jeez. And when they get caught, this complicates things.
He's like, okay. I think that might have freaked him out a little bit.
Yeah, well, consider the last person who told him that.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking, too. Yes.
I guess I love you too.
Now, one thing I will say about season 2, yes, there's a lot of weirdness for weirdness sake, but there is also some great development of a lot of these characters, especially, you know, the younger characters. You see them kind of growing up and maturing a little faster than you'd expect, but maybe not so much when you consider what they've been through. And I would say that that scene right there with Bobby is one great example. He's not just being a goofy, you know, horny kid anymore. He's starting to think, yeah, maybe I do. Maybe this is love. I really care about her.
Right.
Wow. So here we're getting the backstory. That's 3 halves. A little bit tragic.
Whoa.
You see Albert's reaction. Wait, what?
He's laughing. That's so awful.
She never blamed me. She never hated me for it.
Oh no, he's doing the fake tears.
In
I gotta
a
get out of
way,
here.
it's kind of unfair, but Albert is a little bit like a character or an audience insert. He has no filter, and he's reacting the way a lot of us are in the audience.
The bag is smiling. The man
Yep.
with the smiling bag. Jacques Renault.
And Dale's doing his best to run interference there. I really mean it. You better speak to that kitchen.
That's so disgusting. 3 green things.
And 3 yellow things.
Well,
Pea soup.
Pale, 1 really yellow.
I love that. That is classic. No, I gotta take this out to smell. Oh no!
No, just smell air. Just give me air. Just more air. Yeah, because he's a foodie. He loves to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember his
He's
turkey
like, well,
sandwich?
let's see. Maybe I'll like it. Oh no!
Yeah.
I'm serious. Bring the whole pot. Aw.
That's sweet.
You really do get the impression that they're really, really good friends. And she still looks good in jeans.
Baby's got her blue jeans on. Sorry, it's
Yeah,
not
that
a
hits a
playlist.
little bit harder after the story he just told, too.
It's like I wanted out of the marriage, but I didn't want my wife to die.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, it's kind of like that Peter Parker thing, right? He feels this responsibility for her, and no matter how much it, crushes him, he's got to, be responsible.
It's also the whole crimes and misdemeanors thing too.
Yeah.
There are the people in town who are just people, and they make mistakes and they screw up and they have to deal with those choices. And then you've got the really nasty shit underneath,
It's like his dad is such a nice guy, and he's
Yes,
such an
he
ass.
is. Yes, he is.
I suspect his dad might have been involved with UFO cover-ups or something.
You kind of get that idea, yeah.
You definitely get that impression. In fact, we get confirmation on that, so yeah.
I mean, it tracks because you have this thing that we've brought up before, this Lovecraftian thing that seems to be in the woods, and you're like,
Yep. And I love
he's the only military man. You kind of get the idea
good
that
point.
he might be there for a reason. Yeah.
When we get into Secret History of Twin Peaks and the final dossier, we'll look at some of the real world history that they wove in, including Project Blue Book. I have
Huckleberry
not had
taste like?
huckleberry pie in years.
What does huckleberries taste like?
They're kind of like blackberries, but they're a little bit more tart. Well, it depends on what time of the year you get them.
Everybody had visions. You get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Bobby's actually making an effort to listen.
Who's at the door?
Huh?
This is a great scene. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about the character development over the season.
Mhm.
And this has a huge payoff in season 3. I also think it was this scene that when we had dinner with Charlotte Stewart, who played Betty Briggs, she said that behind the scenes, she and Don Davis here had talked about this scene, and they put together in their minds as if they were real parents, their vision for Bobby, and they shared it with David Lynch. And she said, I always felt like he kind of kept that in the back of his mind as, he did future projects and, scripts and whatnot. I like to think that's true.
Huh. That. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, how did Hank know they brought him flowers?
Jelly donuts.
Yep. Goes without saying.
And then he's got one coconut on it.
Hence the title.
Mm-hmm.
They said the thing.
You said the thing. Wait, is Jacques the Glazed? I'm getting mixed up here.
You're not for nothing, but I got a pair of donut boxers for Christmas, and I'm wearing them now. Isn't that weird?
There you go.
Woohoo!
And I just ate some pie, so we're good.
Pie is
I'm
good.
drinking a cherry Coke.
It's not the same thing. Actually, I'm sure they have cherry Coke at the Double R Diner.
I'm absolutely positive they do because I've had it.
Okay.
Instead of cherry pie, I have to have apple pie because Troy likes cherry pie.
Yeah.
I like apple pie.
I think blueberry pie is underrated, but I guess.
And, just to, focus for a second what's going on here. He's really outlining the last night of Laura's life here.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, of course, catching up anyone who hasn't seen season 1.
There's my avatar.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. Look out.
Oh!
You tell him, Andy.
And she likes him again.
Yep.
We'll talk to Bob.
Well, I mean...
For those of you who don't get that reference, it's a line from the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
So Catherine is still missing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
Put a banana in my tap pot. Yeah, sit down.
Part 4 is coming out. Part 4 is coming out.
Yeah. So Josie's in the wind too.
Yep.
Oh.
He needs a milkshake.
Yeah.
Hey. Well, who amongst us doesn't?
Right.
Right? Chocolate banana.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me
Some
started.
Shake. That reminds me, Troy, you still owe me a garlic burger.
I know.
And despite her being a right cow towards him, he loves her.
Yeah. Yeah, because the alternative is, the love of my life just burned to ash, It's
Yeah.
You're going to be in a messed up headspace.
Yeah, that's hard not knowing, right? At all.
Yeah. Meanwhile, this,
Hangs up. Hear that?
Oh,
He
guys,
looks shady.
remember payphones? It's funny because when we were there, that's shot in the Kiana Lodge too, and which is funny. This is supposed to be the interior of the Great Northern, but the Great Northern and the Packards where they live is actually the same interiors. So where he's calling from, when we were there, the phones were taken out, but we were able to see those little kiosks.
See, now I think payphones should still be around, because what happens if your cell phone dies?
True.
Of course, then you have to rely on your memory for phone numbers.
True.
Mm-hmm. You rang. Oh, wait.
Right.
Nice fireplace.
It is.
True. True.
Yes, but even for Leo, that's...
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, the place is being worked on, right? Oh, that was a different place.
Yeah, true.
True, but it's still...
But still...
If you're doing work on the house, you're probably not using an axe to split wood.
So, yeah.
Wow. That's confidence, yeah. Relax until we see the flex.
Oh, Jerry Horn is really short.
Yeah, he is.
He is. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Back at the ranch.
Oh.
Oh boy. We're blood related.
well, she had to ask. Like the occasional ghost or werewolf.
Well,
I'll stop.
Yeah.
Werewolves of
So
London.
she can't get out of there? She's stuck in that
That's-
place?
Yep. We won't put a scratch on it. Right?
Yeah, right.
And hello, Nate.
Oh, hey, Nate.
Hey, Nate.
Meanwhile, and of course, we're going to see a familiar face here for the first time.
Yep.
Yeah. Saint Alia of the Knife herself, Alicia Witt.
Yep.
An Al pal.
An Al pal. That's right.
Yeah.
Is that the poet?
Yeah.
She seems like the smartest one in the family.
Also the weirdest. That's saying something in Twin Peaks.
Theater folk.
I'm waiting for Mama to just have a breakdown. Stop mentioning my daughter. I'm not ready for this. Type of thing. kind of sweet.
Yeah. It's better than her previous poem.
Oh, gosh.
And you notice that Leland is very collected, far more than he has been up till now.
Now, I wonder if she really knows how to play the
Yes,
piano.
she does, which is exactly why they're featuring her, giving her an opportunity to...
Showcase?
Yeah. Right, Nate?
Yeah. What are you talking about? This has always been my hair.
Yeah.
All but an illusion.
Somehow.
Oh, dear God.
Please don't do Mirror Notes again. I'm tired of that one. So she's playing the piano while everyone else is having dinner.
Yep.
So she gets to starve.
Nah.
The Judgment Day.
I like her smile.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you singing so fast?
Will somebody please go
There's
over
the
there and
break.
get him?
Yeah.
And he's down.
I've got a theory about this, but I really can't talk
Say
about
it.
it without spoilers.
Yeah, we shouldn't go there yet.
Which makes me think of Buffy the Musical. I've got a
Smelling salts?
theory.
Yeah.
It could be demons, a dancing
Yeah,
demon, something
I
isn't
think
right there.
even this far back, smelling salts was not even being used anymore, so a little bit apocryphal.
Oh, I'm allergic to those. They close me up. I cannot breathe.
Most everybody is. It's not used anymore, specifically because it's not good.
I almost punched a nurse in the face because she took my blood, and I told her, I said, you just need to give me a minute. She popped one, shoved it almost in my nose,
Yeah.
and I jerked up, and I had fists.
Yeah.
Huh.
And she goes, you okay now? It's like, get the fuck out of my way.
I can guarantee. I can vouch for that. Yes, sleep deprivation is a one-way ticket to temporary psychosis. I expect to hear the dance music from the audio tapes. You know.
Yeah.
His bed is as high up as that one at your mom's house.
Yes.
He needs a step stool to get into it. She's praying to Dale Cooper.
Where is it?
He was busy getting shot, girl.
There's the note.
Yep.
To his bed.
Well, the first part of that sentence explains the second part. She is still a kid. She's got some growing up to do.
Who it is?
Yep.
That's why he's got his arm over his eyes, because you know,
Because of the light,
the
right?
light, yeah.
Sounds like Andre, doesn't he?
Yeah. You forgot something.
Turn on the light, sit up, and see the note on the floor.
That's another little detail that has a bit of a payoff season 3. I'd actually forgotten all about that. Almost everything, is intentional. There's nothing that is completely just random.
What was in that coffee? Yeah, I've wondered that often. She's alive.
Ooh.
Laura looks a little insane.
Phoebe Augustine may not have had a great deal to do, but she tore up every scene she was in.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there's another episode right after
No,
this?
no, this was...
Oh, that was the second one.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh.
Memory of Kevin Young Jr. He played Toad, but he was the production assistant for Fire Walk with Me. And he died June 17th, 1990.
How old was she when she did this?
Older than she was when she played Alia. Let me look. I'll see if I can find out.
I bet Al would know.
Well, I'm going to have to probably do some maths because this episode was 1990. Oh, she's only 4 years younger than I am.
Huh.
So, let's see.
So that makes her 40, 52, 50.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out how old she was then. So, it was...
so she's 48 now.
1990... no, wait a minute. I'm doing that wrong. It's, what year is it now? 2024?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's wrong.
You
That's
take
right.
the year that this was.
Yeah,
and
yeah, no.
minus her birth
What I was
year.
supposed to do is I was doing it right in the first place. It was 1990 minus 1975. She was 15 at the time. There you go.
Carry to one. Don't say the Z word. Okay.
Right, exactly. But there you go. That's yeah. I am really appreciating this this rewatch because going through these episodes and getting caught up on the details again, especially after having seen season 3, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a masterclass in homaging what came before, right? Because it was David Lynch and Mark Frost again working together on season 3, they didn't miss a trick. If there was a kernel, if there was a seed that was planted anywhere within the original series, they still had it in their mind when they, 30 years later when they were doing season 3. I am open to the argument that some stuff they didn't know what they were doing. They, found a reason for it later on, but it does all have a payoff. Unlike some other imitators that have come since, J.J. Abrams, who leave things, forgotten and don't think through what they're doing. It's very, very clear that David Lynch and Mark Frost were very, very meticulous about so many things. That scene that I completely forgot about all these years of, there's something I forgot, and then the light going out of the giant into Agent Cooper. That, even in the commentaries that I've read about season 3, never saw anyone reference that, and I'm like, oh man, So, and again, I'm being very oblique about what I'm saying. I have to be, so as not to spoil season 3, which we will get to. But wow, that was a good one. Yeah, it was a long one. It was a meaty one, but there was a lot to cover. And
if this was back in the day, the butler did it.
No, it wasn't Senor Drool Cup. And this is a minor spoiler. I keep calling him Senor Drool Cup because he doesn't really have a name other than the waiter. And I think it's next episode, or maybe I missed it in this episode. Albert refers to him as Senor Drool Cup. That's the only name.
You haven't missed it because Albert didn't say anything about it.
Okay.
He's gonna be working. We'll find out he was working with Hank all along. We'll have a gold chain around his neck and like a leather jacket.
Right.
And all that, I'm just.
But there you go. So I think it was a good episode. I think it's a great way to jump back into it. I had forgotten that they did a really good job of kind of recapping for the people that hadn't seen season 1. Because like I said, I didn't catch season 1 the first time through. I caught it on the rewatch that they did, the reruns leading up to this premiere episode. So it was fresh in my mind, going right into it. We took 2 weeks off, but I don't think there was 2 weeks in between the rerun of the last episode and this episode. I think it went from 1 week to the next, at least for those watching the reruns. So there you go. But
what about, we didn't see Leo at all this episode?
That is an excellent point. He was talked about a lot, wasn't shown. Good point. But we know he's in the hospital. He's unconscious. So there really wasn't much to be done with that character right then. Hell, I mean, Phoebe Augustine got more lines and more screen time than Leo did this episode. So, in fairness.
And to answer Nate here, I can simply say yes, but no.
I haven't seen this before.
There's your answer.
I don't
yes, but
think
no.
that crazy. But I don't think that crazy man in the train car is who killed Laura. Yeah, see, that's a great place to be. And I don't know if you were hanging out with us when we were doing the Laura's diary for the past 2 weeks. You can go back and check those out because we didn't really do anything off platform. But she does reference in the diary Bob, and from her description, the man with the long, hair, it is clearly that crazy man in the train car, as you said. Someone who has been abusing her since she was a little girl. So at this point, anyone who's seen the episodes up to this point and has read Laura's diary is going, well, I know that Bob killed her. There's even some references within what the giant said that later on imply it's about Bob. But as Deleted Scene said, yes and no, there is more there. more than meets the eye. That supernatural element comes into play.
Exactly. And who is Bob?
Who is Bob? Exactly.
Right.
So, there you go.
And as we will see, Bob is a man of many faces.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when we get to the end of this season, or towards the end of the season anyway, I'll bring up another literary character that Bob reminds me of.
Interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Creepy looking guy, though, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Stuff nightmares are made of.
But one of the nicest guys on the set, from what I understand, though.
They usually are. I heard the guy that played
the
guy who played Cigarette Smoking Man was supposed to be very nice in real life too. You know. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Did we meet
exactly.
Bob?
No. We.
I didn't think we had.
No, that was Frank Silva. We did not get a chance to meet him.
Yeah, it's like everyone that we met that was on Twin Peaks was just absolutely lovely.
Yeah, he passed away in 2016.
And what's funny is usually when you meet a celebrity, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, the celebrity wants to talk to me or whatever. They were so down to earth, and they were just kind of
I'm
like.
sorry, I take that back. He died in '95. I was looking at something else. He died in '95. So when we were going to the fests, he'd already passed.
Yeah, but it's like I forget who it was who approached us first and was like, "Hey, can I sit with you guys?" We're like, "Yeah, sure," because we had like a whole table to ourselves. And they're like so down to earth, and this is gonna sound weird, but so real.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, oh yeah, this is really good food, and hey, you guys having a good time here? And
Yeah.
you know,
Exactly.
yeah, that sort of thing, and just hanging and talking, and it was so much fun. Because you expect celebrities to be like all full of themselves and all that. They weren't anything like that. They're just really nice people. It's almost like friends of yours that you just saw perform in a play, and then
Right.
you're hanging out afterwards.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of what it was
Let's
like.
go get
It
some
really
shawarma.
was. And especially when you had someone like Charlotte Stewart who recognized us the following years. It's like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does kind of look like the lead singer of Twisted Sister. It's funny you say that. Yeah. But
Dee Schneider.
Yeah.
Remember D. Snyder was on Cobra Kai, remember?
Oh yeah, much taller than Frank Silva. Definitely much taller. But yeah, great episode. I'm looking forward to next week already.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Can't wait.
Yep.
I want to know what's happening with Andy and.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, apparently they woohooed at some point because she's preggers.
Well, yeah, they must have done, right?
And now it's just a matter of she seems to be impressed with him again because he stood up to Rosenfeld.
Yeah.
And it's like, Rosenfeld's just one of those guys you just want to go up and smack him.
You get the impression, because now you've seen her a bunch of times watching that Invitation to Love. And I do feel like, and I've seen these people in my life, where she sees these things in soap operas and stuff, these romantic, unrealistic romances, and she wants those elements in her life, in her romance. So if at any time, she has reason to be embarrassed by her boyfriend, she, pushes him away, and then whenever he stands up for himself, ooh, he's being the alpha male, he's the bad person, that's my boyfriend again. And you almost, I feel like she's got a little growing up to do too in that regard. Eventually you have to realize life is life. You know, you can't expect it to look like your fantasy TV shows. You know.
I also think it's kind of sweet that Andy is sensitive to different things.
Oh yeah.
And he's not afraid to cry when he's upset.
He's a good guy. It's very clear he's got a good heart. And keep that in mind. That's going to be a huge point in his character in season 3.
Do you like the part where the board hit him in the face and the the greatest moment in law enforcement, but then of course it turns out no, it actually uncovered a big clue, right?
It actually was good. Yeah, exactly. And there was a line in there, and I don't remember exactly where it was, about almost like fate, almost like, things come together for a reason. And you're seeing that a lot here, right? Between the visions that everyone has, especially, the giant giving, information to Agent Cooper. It's really hard when you see, like, in the smiling bag, right? And there's a payoff right there within that episode. You're like, okay, this is something worth paying attention to. This wasn't just a delusion while he was, experiencing blood loss and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole you forgot something, that's going to have a payoff too. It's actually going to have a couple payoffs, I realized today. But there you go. All right, I don't want to belabor it. You know how I get. I'm all excited at the end of an episode. I want to keep talking, but I got to rein myself in, because especially tonight, we've run long, and I should let you wrap it up.
Well, it was a longer than usual episode, which I had forgotten until you reminded me a half hour before the broadcast.
Yeah.
That was the thing, is I had pretty much forgotten half of what was in this episode. So it was almost like a first watch for me again. But yes, we got some answers.
More questions.
We got more questions. We see some setups for some payoffs that we're going to see later.
Yep.
So stay tuned, because season 2 gets a little bumpy. It's almost 3 shows.
Okay.
And when yeah, we'll start early.
Almost 3 shows. Do you want to start earlier?
What?
He said it's almost 3 shows, so that tells
What's
me
almost
it's
3
long.
shows?
He just said that
Oh,
one
God.
episode is almost 3 shows.
No. I did. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm
Let
so
me
sorry.
clarify. We will get some major answers to some major questions. But there will also be other mysteries that need to be solved. And when we get to those episodes, we'll talk about those. So I'm talking as not that the next episode is a 3-parter or anything. It's not. It's going to be a normal hour episode, but there are going to be I don't know how to say this without giving too much away.
Without
Yes,
spoilers, yeah.
Nate says it best. The story be so involved it would be like 3 shows. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say something, since there is zero, well, I shouldn't say zero chance, but there is such a tiny chance of this ever happening. I'm not too concerned. But there is such a possibility here, as far as storytelling goes anyway. With all the references to the past, we just got the backstory for Norma and Hank and Big Ed and Nadine and all of that. You could almost do a season or two of a prequel to Twin Peaks that takes place a generation earlier. You know, that's not going to happen. It's just not. The effort that would be required to do that, given that, you know, so many of the locales have either gone away or changed so much, would require so much of not only effort but, you know, finances to do. It just wouldn't be feasible. I don't think there is the will by the creators to do it, but it is nice to think about. That story is definitely implied, just like the prequels were implied by, you know, Star Wars. You know, a line here and there, kind of in your mind, you could fill in all the blanks. You know. But anyway.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up and go around the horn.
Horn.
Yeah.
Netter, what's coming up?
Well, let's see. This Thursday, I have a very special guest.
Yeah, who might that be?
It's this really great YouTuber. I mean, he's like on all the time, and he's like this fantastic Blue Ranch, and his name is like Deleted Scenes.
Yeah.
Tall, dark, handsome, deadly sexy. That guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Get ready to swoon, lady.
Yes, I will be on. Yes. It's his eye. The total package. I am, as they say, the shit. No. Yes, I will be the guest on Thursday Things this week on Netter's channel at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central.
Yep. And then on Saturday on Netter's Network Retro Cinema, we'll be watching the movie Cube. So it's kind of sci-fi, kind of horror-y.
Oh, it's definitely horror.
It's great.
Lots of puzzles and mayhem. Not the guy in the commercials mayhem, although it would be cool if he was in it. But
yeah. It's a good one. You've got McKay from Stargate Atlantis. Esri Dax is in it. The grandmother from Ready or Not is in it. Winger from Tech War is in it. It's got a great cast. They're all familiar faces. If you pay a lot of attention like we do. I'm a big fan of Cube. I highly recommend it. I think I've got like 2 or 3 different copies of it. It's
I know there were like sequels to it, not necessarily called Cube, but something similar, or it's basically the same premise, but it may not be called Cube. But,
there's Cube 2 Hypercube.
Okay.
And there's Cube 0, which is the third one.
Okay.
And then
there's one where like 2 guys are in an office talking, and one of them falls in love with the girl he sees in the cube and decides to go in after her. Which one is that?
I think that's 3.
Okay.
And of course, there was a Japanese remake of the original as well. So
yeah, we saw that too. It was good.
And now Delete's like, I need to get that one.
I do. I also need to. I need to see the Japanese remake of Unforgiven as well with Ken Watanabe. I've been having trouble finding it.
Was that done as a samurai movie?
It was, yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, let me try my Google Foo. What's it called? Deleted?
Which one?
Called?
Which
the
one?
that you said you can't find.
Unforgiven. The Japanese remake.
Let's see. With Yurosaka Zurumono.
Okay.
Let's see, I found the trailers. There's another trailer. I like trailers. Watch Unforgiven, Prime Video on Amazon.
Huh.
Japanese-Korean filmmaker Sang Il-lee has decided to reinterpret Eastwood's Oscar-winning Unforgiven as a Japanese period film. So there you go. It's $13.99 for a 30-day. Oh no, is that a? Okay, wait. Now I gotta go to Amazon and see if it's a rental or it's you actually buy it. Oh, okay. You can rent it for $3.99. You can buy it in HD for $13.99, and then they have more purchase options. I will give you the link in the private chat.
Okay.
It's like Troy could tell you, I got Google foo.
The Google
All right.
foo.
So, of course, join us for Thursday things. And then, of course, Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, Retro Cinema, Cube. Check it out. It is a good one. I highly recommend.
Yeah, it's
Troy.
really interesting.
Yep. So let's see. Friday. It's a few days early, but I will be celebrating my birthday on Last Call, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. So hope you can come hang out with me over there.
Buy him a drink. Get him
Maybe
drunk.
buy me a drink. Yeah, come buy me a drink for my birthday.
Get him sloppy drunk.
And
He's
yes,
funnier that way.
And I think so. I think so. Well, that's part of being drunk, right? The drunker you get, the funnier you think you are. So I'll definitely have a couple songs that I'm singing. Not for anyone in particular, just for myself because it's my birthday. And I can sing if I want to.
You didn't sing for my birthday.
I didn't have anything prepared, I guess. But I kind of feel an obligation to sing when I celebrate my birthday because there are at least 3 famous singers that I share a birthday with. So
Oh, you
One
gonna
of
sing
them is
one of their
Elvis.
songs?
maybe I will do a song for each of them. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
It's like I can remember that one of them is Elvis, one's a woman, and I don't remember what the third one is.
Shirley Bassey and David Bowie.
Could have been Count Basie.
Yeah, right. But it wasn't. But there you go.
Boomer, what's coming up?
Geeky Geezers on Sunday. Also, I'll be on Last Call this Friday with Troy. But yeah, Geeky Geezers on Sunday. And we'll be talking about different things like a certain character becoming public domain.
A lot of people talking
yes.
about that.
Dum for Disney. I don't know.
God.
They're
I am
nothing.
getting sick of seeing Steamboat Willie in my YouTube feed. Now that it's public domain, everybody is releasing it on their channel, and it's like, would you stop, please? And I don't even mean those channels. I mean YouTube. Quit recommending it to me.
Okay, this is what I want to know. Anyone that watches the Steamboat Willie cartoon, after Minnie gets on the steamboat, tell me what those big white dots on her chest are, because she's not wearing a shirt. My opinion, they're boobs. You tell me what you think.
Even back then, I don't think they would have done that. I thought maybe they were meant to imply some kind of suspenders or something.
They're round.
Well, yes, you could have 2 buttons on suspenders or something.
Those are not buttons.
Not my gunshot buttons.
Yeah, both of you, you guys. But,
seriously, because when you see her on the dock, you don't see anything on her chest. It's just all black. But then once she gets on the steamboat, it's like, well, there's 2 big round things on her chest. It's weird. I mean, I can understand if she was wearing like a shirt and that was some sort of like decoration or whatever, but she's not wearing a shirt. Minnie is showing off her boobs, her mouse boobs.
Well, I'll tell you what. If they haven't, if that's not what they were, I can guarantee you somebody's going to be putting out a parody real soon, where she probably will be.
Well, keep in mind too that a lot of animators would slip things in or jokes that were over kids' heads, but the adults got. I mean, look at all the Bugs Bunny cartoons, all the innuendo jokes.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. All right. This week for me, before
Everything.
I join Netter for Thursday Things, I will be dropping by Action Theater, hosted by Jedi Bill. This week's movie is the Steve McQueen classic Bullet.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
And I've been hearing rumblings that Steven Spielberg might be remaking that movie. I hope it's not true.
No,
Leave it alone.
No, supposedly Bradley Cooper's been cast.
Really?
Huh.
Yes.
He's
No,
a
it's
decent enough
happening.
actor.
That
Yeah.
is his next movie. Will be Bullet. Now I don't know if it's a remake or if it's just a movie featuring the Bullet character in a new story. You understand?
Oh, hadn't thought about that.
Yes. So Bradley Cooper's been cast. Yes.
If it's the same character in a new story,
That's what I think it's going to be. I don't think he's going to do a remake of the original movie.
but
I think he just wants to do like how Dirty Harry was in more than one movie. I think he wants to do another movie with that character and having. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious. I'll put it here that way. I'll give Steven Spielberg the benefit of the doubt for now. So we'll see.
well, I'll give Bradley Cooper a benefit of the doubt at this point before Spielberg. But
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll be in it. So yeah, we'll see.
okay. Let's see. What am I doing? I just all completely went out of my head.
We already covered
all right.
Thursday.
Right, Thursday. Friday, I'll be in the chat for Last Call. I'll be in the chat for.
I may be sending out invites for people to pop in and wish me happy birthday. So maybe if you got the time, you jump in.
Sure. Okay, and of course I'll be in the chat for Retro Cinema. Cube's a big favorite of mine. I'm definitely going to be watching.
Well, in that case, deleted scenes. Would you like to be a guest host?
Sure.
Okay, I will make sure that I send you
We're
a link.
filling
so
up
you
your
can-
week. Just more than it usually is.
Making a note. Send
All right.
Saturday.
Yep.
Thing.
All right, so let's see. Of course, Jedi Bill has his karaoke show. So right after Cube is over, I'll be jumping over to his channel. Let's see. Sunday, Western Cinema Sunday. And we're going to be doing a movie from a couple of years ago called Old Henry with Tim Blake Nelson. Excellent movie. I don't even want to go into the plot. I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah.
But it's a very good movie. It was. In fact, I thought it was so good. It was back and forth between that and Dune for Best Picture that year, as far as I was concerned.
Wow.
So, yeah. So there's that. And last night, Sin's Corner and I collaborated on a review of the Mystery Movie Night at the Regal, which was a horror movie called horror movie / political thriller / dark comedy, I guess. Called Founders Day. And
does it always happen that way, that when you go to those blind Regal appearances, they're the same for both of you?
Oh yeah,
okay.
it's the same movie everywhere. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
That sounds really interesting. Though.
Yeah,
it does.
movie roulette.
Yeah, and sometimes you get a parfait and sometimes you get an onion. But yeah. So Sin and I, we both have been going to these, and we chat back and forth about it. And last night we thought, why don't we just kind of go on because we both had,
Yeah.
things to say. And there's going to be a mystery movie night next Monday as well. And when that's over, we're going to go on and we're going to collaborate on a review of whatever that movie is going to be. And I think we're going to make a regular thing out of it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. Another night of your week taken.
Yeah. And then, of course, Tuesday night, right back here for season 2, episode 9.
Yeah.
Which, if I am to believe Wikipedia, will be entitled Coma.
It is called Coma. That's correct.
Okay. So we're going...
with a special appearance by a barbershop quartet.
All right.
Alrighty then.
So, yeah, that's...
And Phoebe Augustine gets more lines than I think she does in the whole rest of the series.
Yeah. When do I sleep? I do.
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
There's that too. But
in between shows, he catnaps.
I don't have time to bleed either.
I do have a rather busy schedule of late because I do work, and well, a lot of YouTubers work. My story is really no different than a lot of other people. Many of us have either full-time jobs or other pursuits, and I'm certainly one of them. And so it's just a matter of kind of scheduling one thing around the other. But most nights, usually by sometime between midnight and 1 a.m., I'm usually out. So I can get up for work the next day. But I do have something going on in the morning tomorrow, non-work related. So there is that. Some of you behind the scenes, I think, have an idea what that might be. But yeah, I do have a full week, and now I have an even fuller one. But I'm going to be with friends, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yes, and yes, next Thursday, not this upcoming Thursday, but Thursday of next week, Jedi Bill's Action Theater Cliffhanger, Sylvester Stallone. So check that out.
Yeah, good one.
Do I own a flux capacitor? I wish, but I don't.
What you need is the thing from Harry Potter that Hermione wore. The
time
the
time
doohickey. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she could be in multiple places at once.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That would actually be kind of cool. You have one of yourselves doing the streams. You have one of yourselves at work.
Yeah. Multiplicity. All right.
Yep. Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. All right. Well, it is time to go ahead and wrap it up. I do want to thank everybody in the chat who joined us, including Lady Mist, Big Al Presents, Lester, Nate. We had a gentleman who joined us from Twitter tonight. Lee, I believe was his name. Thank you, sir, for showing up. I hope you enjoyed the show. Connie Cleary, Dee Dee Myers Jr., Monkey Jeebus, Evelyn Hampton, JPRPH1, and I think that was everybody who was in the chat. And of course, there's...
I wanted to thank Lady Miss for dropping all those links for everyone's channel.
Oh, yes, indeed. Thank you once again, Lady Mist. All right. Any last words from the panel?
Well, if you want me to do my regular sign-off, I can.
Please do.
Well, I always start with, make sure that you are subbed to everyone on the panel and everyone in the chat. And if you think that you are subbed to the panel and the chat, go back and double check, because YouTube likes to take away subs, and it's really disconcerting when, you think you got a certain number and then, oh, okay, I lost some. So if you could please just double check, that would be amazing. I seem to be holding at 320, and I'm really happy about that. And my goal is to just keep growing my channel. I know Deleted, you just made 300. Did you get over that? I didn't see.
At the moment, I am at 303.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to keep that momentum going. Make sure that if you're not already subbed to Deleted Scenes, that you just go and sub to his channel. I mean, look at all this entertainment he's giving you. I mean, it's worth the price of admission. Come on, people. Show the love.
Yeah.
And that said, we can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well good and fun. But it is so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat and you're dropping your comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're all hanging out in the same room, enjoying each other's company and having a great time. And you guys aren't just our friends. You are our family. We love you guys and we appreciate you so very much. You can be anywhere right now, and you choose to be here with us. That is so encouraging. So thank you for being here. Have a blessed night, and we will see you next time.
And as I always say, from HQ and from points north, south, east, and west, good night, take care, stay strong, because this is how we win.